In a bit. Greetings, Gunslinger Posse, and welcome to Branded for July 10th, 2024, sponsored by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring, live from Matenga's Pizzeria in San Antonio for Week 18, Game 15. He's Tom Manas, head coach and general manager of the San Antonio Gunslingers. I'm Ralph Judkins, your host. Anything you'd like to say before we get started with the first quarter? Because, boy, we have a heck of a shoe for you today.
A shoe?
A shoe, yeah,
okay.
Really big shoe.
Yeah, just glad to be here.
Yes, indeed. Glad to be here as opposed to other places.
Okay.
We're not in Houston.
Yeah,
so
I hope they're all okay.
Yes. Chime in. You want to be part of the show tonight? You're always part of the team. Join us in on chat with your location, your name, question or comment. Go on and like and subscribe and all those social media things while you're at it. And we'll be right back with our first quarter of Branded in just a moment.
It's like literally like hockey and football had a baby.
Type of action you'll never see in the NFL.
Let's go Gunslingers, let's go baby! Woo!
That's the best entertainment there is. Once you've been to a game, you're gonna get hooked.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride comfort systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
16 teams, 134 games, all for this, the culmination of the indoor war, the 2024 IFL National Championship, August 17th, Lee's Family Forum in Henderson, Nevada. Learn more and get your tickets at iflnationalchampionship.com.
Welcome back to Branded Live from Matenga's Pizzeria. Ralph Judkins and Tom Manas. And, well, we got another win. And we put another win on the Massachusetts Pirates. And it was a heck of a game, but there was a lot of before and after. Leading up to this game, I mean, obviously it's a home game, so a little less drama as far as travel goes. But for the Pirates, they had a bit of travel as well just to even get here.
Did they?
Yeah. Obviously, Massachusetts not being next door. They had a game on Monday, and they had to be here Saturday.
Yeah, poor babies. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Chris Weiss already chiming in. He's a big Pirates fan. Said, Coach, great game. Y'all's offense is incredible. Your defense can't stop a dying chicken. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, then Mass is a bunch of dying chickens. We swept you. Go back home. Go back to Boston. Go ahead.
New name, Ronald Collier checking in, watching from the Golden Tin. And Chris does already have a comeback for you, Coach. It's you'll see us a third time on YouTube.
Chris, when we get done, we're going to have a better record than you and you're in the playoffs. How's that feel? Okay? How's that feel? That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
So was there anything that happened leading up to the game that made you feel that? I mean, the one thing that was nuts to me, we went into that game with a closely guarded secret. Mr. Harper wasn't playing. And the game plan entirely adjusted. It seemed like it around it.
As they do.
Yeah. As necessary. And
right.
I was again impressed with what Coach Fuller put together as far as a game plan.
He always puts together a great game plan.
And we had Vincent Gregory get his very first touchdown. He was I think
you didn't think he won the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. And we actually had
Vinny. We were all very happy for Vinny. Let's just say that.
And Vinny was very happy for Vinny. So happy he was smiling so bigly at the other end of the field.
Bigly.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
bigly. They could see it through the visor.
Yeah. Okay.
Was there anything that leading up to the game that gave you a premonition, good feeling about the game? Because game day is fun for you.
No, I mean, I thought we prepared well all week. We love playing at home. We love not having to travel. And having a full week of practice, which is kind of unusual for us. It was nice. It was, weather cooperated. We were able to get all the practices in. Everything was good, and I felt very optimistic about the game. You're always hesitant. I mean, there's a little, Mass is a good organization. It's a good football team, all kidding aside. They're a good team. They got great players, and you just never know how you're going to respond. I think I told Don after the game, I said, I don't throw any blocks. I don't throw any tackles. I can't catch a ball. I don't throw a ball. It's up to these guys, and you just hope that they're going to do what they prepared to do all week and perform at a high level. And they did. I was proud of them. That was a great win. Once again, Foot Locker tried to take it away from us, but we beat them too.
Do we want to address that? Do you have any new information about that? Our second to last play on offense
with Kali
Rashad going over and making a very, very smart move just to set the scene. We had the ball. The Pirates wanted to get the ball back with as much time as possible, and essentially it was a give-up score play. Because the more time that was taken, the more time that remained on the clock, the greater chance they had and more options they had when they got the ball. And Kali gets the ball, runs over to the corner, and basically stands there trying to get as much time. No one's approaching him at all.
Right, and he didn't give himself up, and he didn't open his mouth up. He was watching the clock, and
nobody came over to tackle him.
Numbnuts throws a flag,
and they stopped the clock.
And he says taunting, and he ejected him.
Right, because he was in some kind of mutual thing at the other end of the field. I'd heard that Kali wasn't even in on that play.
You asked if it was something, if I heard something new. What I'm going to say is as old as time in modern football. That's a perfectly legal play. Every team I've been on, Darius Prince did it for us.
Yes.
I've had Malachi Jones did it for us. I've had Jay Rich did it for us as a running back. Other teams that I've been involved with, we did it as far back as the Tampa Bay Storm. Look, you let them score because you want the ball back. And a smart offensive player, a seasoned vet like Kali, knew that there were 16 seconds, and he was going to let it tick down to 1 second and step over the line. End of story. And the fact that the white hat didn't pick that flag up is beyond me. Matter of fact, I think you even got some information after the game that they were wrong.
Well, I'm waiting to see the training tape this week, but I did get an indication from, or indication from an unimpeachable source on the
Right.
subject,
Right.
that it was a basically let him score, give him up play,
Right.
and they
It's
should
our
have been-
prerogative whether we want to let them give it up.
Right. In
Okay.
fact, XFL Mike G posted a question saying he didn't score, did he? He's referring to Collie. No, Collie did not.
Here's the thing. On the taunt happened outside the goal line. So they didn't give him the score, and they kicked him out of the game. And they gave him the penalty. They gave us the penalty.
Right.
So, okay, I'm just going to go way ahead. Okay, we're 7-7 right now. I have a very, very experienced football analytics person reach out to me that I've known for 25 years, who is a doctor of economics, so he's a numbers guy. And he said that if you took 4 plays that were questionable calls, we'll just say that, 4, right now, we would be 11 on wins. 4 plays. Okay. That's how finicky football is, right? And that's part of the game. Now, there's still missed tackles and missed catches and, errant kickoff returns. They're still part of it. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but it's just when I said I really wish you wouldn't have called me and told me that, because now I'm just sick to my stomach thinking about it. But the fact that they almost did it again is beyond me. That, I mean, look, let's assume they're great guys. They are. They're all great guys. Let's assume that they're right half the time. I'll give them that. It's not true, but I'll give them that, okay? Tell me any other job in the United States where you can be right half the time.
An economist.
Yeah.
They can be right, they can be wrong every time and still keep a job.
Right. Okay.
But
So being the
yeah.
comedian that you are, you're missing the point. Okay. The point is that they have to get better. We have to get better. But I think after a season of playing with them, we know now what we know. We'll just put it that way. We know what we know. And I'll be very honest with you. I told the team before the game, I said, assume the score's 21-0 at kickoff, because we have to assume that now when we play. And, and they all agreed, the team all agreed, and they went out and played their butts off. And I'm real proud of them. And, some great performances. Once again, T.C. Stevens, 4 deuces, perfect on PATs, 6 for 6 with 4 deuces. That itself, 8 points there, plus the 6, you got a kicker basically accounting for 2 scores.
Yep.
Great job. The other one was Duck.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
These are guys that got game balls. I gave Duck his because he didn't die of concrete poisoning.
Right. He survived.
He spent more time.
He didn't leave in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and fearless.
Yeah.
And just made some great plays. And then the last one was to Bird, because I don't know if people noticed in the game, at one point he played defensive end, he played guard on offense, and he also played center. So pretty remarkable. Did a great job on all 3 spots too, made plays. So it was good. Got a question there?
I do, but I wanted to hold it for the second quarter because I wanted to get your comment on our opening drives, where, well, I would definitely want to get into that in the second quarter because I don't know if you remember the opening of the game. It was kind of scary. It was kind of scary.
It took a minute, but I'm never, you know, I always go at it with the attitude, you're probably not going to shut anybody out. So just be okay. You know, the kid kicks the deuce to start the game. And then, let's be real, he choked when it gets down to it.
Right.
Twice.
In the end,
He choked twice.
We
so.
proved we had the better kicker when it counted.
And you know, it's you look at stuff like that, and I shouldn't say choked. It's a lot of pressure, but yeah, he choked
Twice.
twice.
First game, second game.
Well, I'm talking about just in this game.
Oh, in this game, yeah.
Because he missed that one drop
extra
kick
point.
that Phil liked so much.
Yeah,
and then he missed the opportunity on the field goal.
Yep.
So
5-point swing there. We'll be
and
back.
the kid's unbelievable, though. I want to tell
Oh.
you, in warm-ups, he could have his own show.
Yeah, he actually kicked, I think, 3 over the top of the net.
I'm talking about like his onside kicks, placing the ball, pooch kicks in the corners.
Yes, he
doing
could
all.
cop
He's
and
got
kick,
a
and he did a
full
bunch of
menu of kicks. Yep. Okay.
Well, we'll be back to continue talking about the game when we return. You're watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital from Matenga's Pizzeria.
Reputation, it defines us. How we treat the customer contributes to our reputation. It's doing the right thing every time and never cutting corners. John Wayne's customers have rewarded us with over 15,000 5-star reviews and an A+ rating with the BBB. And for that, we thank you. John Wayne Service Company, our reputation is in every truck.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
It's so easy to love Pick and Pull. Why? How about the largest inventory in South Texas? How about the ease of finding your part with our interchange and real-time inventory search at pickandpullsa.com? How about an organized yard and maps to find your parts, plus a shuttle? At Pick and Pull, we make it easy to save money on the quality used auto parts you need at a price you can afford.
More to pick, less pull from your budget. Now that's Pick and Pull.
For generations, the family recipes at Carrabba's Italian Grill have been bringing people together. From the sweet smell of our scratch-made sauce to our rich layers of lasagna, we believe food made with love leads to tables filled with laughter. Dine with us or order out at carrabbas.com.
Tune in this Sunday at 11 a.m. to catch the San Antonio Gunslingers on KCWX TV. Get ready for some thrilling football action. Make sure you're tuned in. This is not football as you know it. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Branded live from Matenga's Pizzeria, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. Before we went into the break, okay, opening possession. After the deuce, after they kick off to us, and we get the ball
on the 5.
On the 5,
we get a sack on the 2.
It's sacked down to the 2-yard line, and we get to 4th down. There is no hesitation.
No.
We're going for it.
Yes.
And in fact, on that drive, I believe we had 2 4th downs.
Well, don't we lead the league in 4th down conversion?
Probably do, because we were 3 for 3 on that. 3 for 3 on 4th downs, if not 4 for 4.
Look, what's the worst thing that can happen in the first 5 minutes of the game? That we don't get the first down and we have to play them tough in the red zone? Okay. You know, and the comment earlier about the defense not doing its thing, I'll tell you what, defense is banging, man. If you're not watching, then you're not watching close enough, because there's a period of about the 3 games where we were knocking out people and defense is getting better. They're playing together well, and yeah, next year there's going to be some changes on defense. But remember, my philosophy was build a great offense with a new league, because we didn't know what to expect in a lot of things, but I knew that we could put up points, and that would at least give us a chance. So if you take out some of the other factors that hurt us, that were beyond our control, I think we would have been okay. But the way the season started, having so many games against top-tier opponents, I felt like Slippery Rock playing Alabama,
Every week,
because they didn't give us time in between to even recruit and bring in new people to teach. So as you saw through the season, I think it progressed. There was one lone survivor, or maybe two. And the rest were all new guys that we were bringing in, and we were trying to get better and trying to do those things. And I think for the most part, we achieved that. Hey, nobody likes playing us. Nobody likes playing us. We're a hard football team. And this team's got a lot of grit, and they're going to battle you until the very last second of every game. And if you don't want to battle, you don't want to play us, because like Tucson's going to be a great opponent. They're tough. We're playing them at their house. I think it's their last home game. It's going to be a hostile environment. They played a really good game, which they blew against Arizona. But that's a good football team. Billy Beck's a good football coach, and they're going to be ready to go to war. And I tell everybody this: don't have expectations that it's going to be anything less than a war. And sometimes war ends up with who gets the last shot.
As it has with multiple of our games, and as you've been said
that's
before,
indoor football.
the hardest thing to do is to win a professional football game, and you've been proven out.
The hardest thing in the world to do is win a professional football game, because they're getting paid to do their thing. We're getting paid to do our thing. You're relying on your guys to be at peak performance, no mistakes, can't slip, can't have a ball slip out of your hand, can't kicker who's reliable can't miss. All the factors, the human factor comes into it. So when you want to poo-poo somebody, poo-poo me. Don't poo-poo the players, because until you played it, until you've been there, like I have, you have no idea of the amount of effort it takes to win one professional football game. And for that fact, I mean, look at the other new team in the league, right? I think we're clearly heads above them. But even though we fell short of our expectation, that's no excuse. But there is a learning curve. And I would say, for me, it's not so much the football side of it, it's the non-football side of it that I had to get used to with this league. And I think I'm starting to get a handle on it a little bit better.
Well, this whole year has been an uphill. I want to go back to that opening drive. Actually, in fact, the opening play, Angie Martin of Sports Coast to Coast chiming in saying the opening play with a pass to Sam caught me by surprise. I caught a lot of people by surprise.
That should have been 6.
And hope to see something like that over the last couple of games.
No, we're not. Hey, listen, we're not chasing points, and we're not a gimmicky football team. That was a well thought out play that we worked on for a week prior to that. You're not going to see us just onside kick and onside kick because, like, we got nothing to lose. We got a lot to lose. You know, a football game, I take great reverence in a game, every game. Tucson is, to me, it's our playoff game. You know, and then when we get through that, we have an opportunity to ruin Arizona's season. So if that doesn't inspire you, you probably shouldn't be a professional football player or a professional football fan. So we're not going to do anything gimmicky.
And Waffles for Days chiming in. We actually had another comment by him we're going to get to. He says, I have to say that on top of nobody wanting to play you, you've been a beacon of an example of an attitude and on mindset. Philosophy makes teams like Jackson, Bay Area look silly in the way they behave. Well, that's his opinion.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. And here's the thing is that this is a time, we talk about character on this football team and building a team of character, building a franchise of character, having a legacy team, doing all those things, right? Now's when it gets revealed. What kind of coach you are, what kind of player you are, what kind of fan you are. That character gets revealed during tough times. And I'm not going to use cliches like steel sharpens steel and this and that, I'm just going to say that I was at the office first thing in the morning with the girls. We're doing injury reports and we're getting everything ready and for the day. And we're there turning out the lights, opening the gate, get in, do all those things. And we act like, I act like we're going August 17th to Vegas. And if I don't, then that's going to be a sad representation, not only for the team, but the people who work with me, my coaches, the trainers, everybody who contributes. And I want them to know how important they are to me, but also how important they are to our setup for the future.
Speaking of the future, Mark Yamaguchi chiming in from Houston says, "Hey coach, saw your post acknowledging the goals that we fell short. However," as it slipped down there, "so incredible of you to mention all the great accomplishments the Gunslingers organization has achieved. You all made the San Antonio Gunslingers an amazing organization to be nationally recognized and respected. Guns up, come and take it. We'll be here and we ain't going nowhere but up." I'll give you address to you, so I'll give you the first.
First of all, Mark, I hope you're okay. He was in the path of that hurricane.
Yes, yeah, he definitely is in Houston.
And
along with Texas Pete, haven't heard from him.
Hope he's well. My thing is this: I plan on being in the championship next year with this football club, and I'm going to work as tirelessly as I have this year, even more so this off season, to ensure that happens. But I'm very proud of the character of this football team. I'm so proud to be associated with our ownership group, and Don and Pam and James and Stephanie and all the people, April, Jordan, Weston, all of them. I mean, Brian, and Jen, and I mean, it goes on and on and on, and then my girls over there. You should show them on camera.
Yes,
let's get them on camera.
Put them on camera right now. Our physio's right over there.
Raise your hands.
Go ahead and wave. Camera's right up here. You can wave at the camera.
The hardest working people on the team to keep us duct taped and glued together.
At this point, yes.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that I think a telltale sign is after the loss, which was, or not loss, after the win. Isn't that terrible?
Frisco
after the
is
win,
still on the mind. Just
after the win, and we come away with knowing that we're not going to be going to the playoffs this year, even though we have a better record than some teams in the East. The amount of people that came in my office and asked if they could come back next year. And I'm not just talking about players, staff, coaches, because we feel like we got unfinished business. Now, there's going to be changes. There always is when you go 7-7 this time of the year, and hopefully 9-7 by the end of the year. But there's always going to be some changes. But they're not going to be. We're not going to throw the baby away with the bathwater. A lot of your favorite players are going to be coming back, and then there's going to be some new faces and some great talent that you've seen excel throughout the league this year, calling San Antonio home. I get agents calling me all the time saying, "Hey, my guy wants to come there, my guy wants to come there," and I just say, I can't talk to you until it's legal to talk to you, but I appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing from you. So we get a lot of that, and that kind of motivates you as a head coach and a GM that, you're doing something right. And I want to keep that going. I want to keep that part of it going for sure.
And that's something that's definitely going to be there again with Mr. Rackler's investment in this thing that is Gunslinger Nation.
Well, it's not just the financial investment. It's the effort, the time, the generosity, what he wants to give the community. I think we achieved that. We achieved that goal by providing family affordable entertainment. I think we achieved the goal of character. I don't think I've had, now you can take this for what it's worth, but I've been in pro football a long time. We haven't had a player get so much as a traffic ticket. These guys have been pillars in the community and with our sponsors and all the other parts of it. So extremely impressed with staff and players in that thing. In that respect, we won it all. So.
And we see the players in the South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital commercial and other commercials as well.
Matter of fact, we have the CEO coming on.
Right, Angie Kaufman's going to join us in the next quarter here. Did have a comment from XFL Mike G. Shout out to the Gunslinger social media team as well. He follows tons of teams, and he says they are by far the best. And the videography by Robert, referring to Robert Seco, is great.
Yeah, it's Robert, Morgan, and Brian. Yeah, they kind of all pitch in on that side of it, and they do a great job.
And a lot of engagement throughout the day, throughout the week. Lori Lerma chiming in, saying that we have great players. Yes, we do.
We do, and it's a matter of tweaking, not demolishing, okay, if you will. I can tell you that last year I made a huge investment in time and energy and recruiting in our offense to build an offense that could score points so we could be competitive this year. Instead of taking the approach that we'll do both and then we'll work our way into that. Now, me being as a defensive-minded coach, I can tell you with 100% certainty, defense is going to be getting a lot of attention this offseason. So we're going to, the same thing we did for the offense, we're going to do for the defense this offseason.
Weston Cole will give him the final question of the quarter before we bring on Angie Kaufman. Well,
he's sitting right here. He could just yell it.
He could.
Okay, what's he got?
Says, Coach, your character, the characters of every player you put on this team is the reason for our fan base. Reason our fan base is so loyal. Our revenge will be our success, and that's in quote, perhaps as a motto for next year. And that's the energy we're taking to the 2025 season. Hashtag Guns Up. Weston Colin is the merchandise and effectively the ticket manager for the San Antonio Gunslingers. So,
you know, I'll just leave.
He's an insider.
That comment about, you know, the revenge being the success. If you didn't like me before I got here because I would call my shots, you're going to really hate me next year. That's all I'm going to say on the subject.
Right, and I guess that'll do it for our second quarter. And when we come back, we'll be visiting with Angie Kaufman of South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, our show sponsor, and our favorite person.
Let's roll.
Yeah, you're watching Branded live from Matenga's Pizzeria, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Welcome to the Vegas.
Must be that time of the year again, where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey Gunslingers, come try Matenga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matenga's near you.
Guns up, slices up.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
Think you can do this?
It's the Kick for Cash event at the San Antonio Gunslingers game. You choose where to kick from. More yards equals more cash.
The 5.
I'm kicking from the 10. For your chance to win, go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com or just come to the game. Look for the QR code, scan it, and you can be selected to kick for cash at halftime. There's nothing like being at a San Antonio Gunslingers game, especially if you can win some cash.
I just played Kick for Cash and I just won $1,500.
Welcome back to Branded Live from Matenga's Pizzeria. And we are joined by Andy Kaufman, the CEO of South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, and the sponsor, got to point in the right direction here, of Branded, the show. Thank you very, very much for being our sponsor and being on here tonight.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, no, I remember the day I met you. So her and Jen were standing in the courtyard at GSN, and they looked like a Neiman Marcus catalog fashion shoot. And they came in, and we had a great conversation. I gave you that football. I don't know if you ever did anything with it.
I have it.
But ever since that day, you've been so generous with us and so involved. And I can't tell you from a coaching and general manager standpoint how much we appreciate everything you've done. It's really been spectacular. And I know the guys appreciate it. Ralph, you may not know this, but she dressed the whole team, basically.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the trainers
and the
everything.
three-quarter zip.
And not like that, stuff you get online. I'm talking Puma and, all brand name.
Yeah, branded stuff.
Neiman Marcus girl.
There
right.
You go.
Okay. So, yeah. And that's the cool thing about it is everything's been so first class, and we're excited to have not just the beginning of our relationship, with the Gunslingers, and looking forward to many years to come.
Absolutely. We absolutely love the Gunslingers, and we look forward to building a bigger and further relationship with you guys.
Well, good. We're gonna bug you.
I love it. Bug us. Yes.
So Ralph and I were talking before the show about what do you ask someone who's the CEO of a hospital, right? And I said, well, let's let her tell her story. Why don't you tell us the story about how that all came about?
Yeah, sure. So in 2001, we had a group of surgeons who really wanted something better for their patients, right? They wanted to be at the table. They didn't want to be told what to do and how to perform medicine by executives and people in business, people who didn't know anything about the actual medical part of it. And so they got together and they created a physician-owned hospital. We've been around going on 23 years now. We are the highest in the entire San Antonio market for patient satisfaction, patient outcomes, and patient safety. We are number 4 in the entire state of Texas when it comes to joint and hip surgery. And so we're very proud of that. We're very proud of our clinical outcomes, and we really want to be there for our San Antonio community and just really help support the businesses and the community members by what we do.
Well, I mean, that's, I got to take one thing that you said. The doctors wanted to be at the table. And I know you weren't referring to the surgical table. You were referring to
Absolutely.
A seat at the table.
That's right.
C-suite.
Right? And that's
Yeah.
the same line I use when I address my team is that you've been given a seat at the table, and it's yours to do with it what you can do with it. You can either maximize this opportunity or disregard it. It sounds like after 23 years, you got to figure it out. I know that I'm supposed to be calling you to make an appointment for my back.
Well, you will be in very good hands, I assure you of that.
I'll let Megan set it up. She sets up everything for me medically. The other thing was, I guess, being, I don't want to say being a woman, but you said something to me when we first met. You're an RN.
I am.
You're
yes.
not a doctor. You're an RN. And so how does that help you in your job versus, let's say, if you just had an MD attached to you?
No, absolutely. Well, I will tell you, I started at the bottom. I started from the front lines. I worked my way through being a surgical tech for a private ENT physician, and then I became a OR circulator, and then an OR director. From that, I was a chief nursing officer, and then kind of the CEO position fell in my lap. But I'll tell you, it hasn't always been easy, right?
Oh,
So when it comes to like an executive team, in general, they don't necessarily want someone who has clinical skills or a clinical background. They only want someone who has that business sense. And in my mind, why not have both? It's like speaking two languages, right?
No, I
You
agree.
understand both sides of it. So I understand not only the business side of it, but I also understand the clinical side of it. I've been there. I can get in with the mix, and I'm just able to really marry it. And I do think that just adds an additional layer to it.
Right, and that's the thing is, when people can appreciate the fact that you're a business as well as a care provider, and as long as they're getting the best of care, then it makes sense, right? And so from when you're in a boardroom, not unlike a pro football team's boardroom, you want to, we want to have great records and we want to have this, but at the end of the day, you still got to pay the light bills.
That's
and
right.
You still got to make sure salaries are done and
That's right.
health care is provided and all the things that you need to do to run a business. And I think you're spot on with your experience, your road to the CEO, if you will.
Yeah, because you again, it's not just the financial aspect. It's not just counting those beans. You have to look at it from the human perspective. You have
Right.
to have that compassion. You have to have that kindness. And I want to say it just doesn't go with only our patients, right? We want to make sure we take care of our employees too. I'm a firm believer that the employees are the backbone of everything we do. And when you take care of your employees and your employees are happy to come to work, everything else just falls into place.
Right. I mean, brick and mortar is not an asset. Your people are your
That's
asset.
right.
And that's what I emphasize with our ownership is that our asset are these players.
That's right.
And the better you take care of them, the better, you're going to be in the long run. Okay, so we talked about the start and where you're at right now. What's the future hold for you?
Sure. We're a growth company. We want to grow. We want to expand in our market, outside of our market. I think what we offer is, again, high quality, great outcomes, and we do it at a lower cost than some of your big, larger hospitals, right? I always refer to us as a boutique hospital, right? You go to those boutique hotels, you have more on that one-on-one type service, and we're that for the hospital environment. And so I want to be able to offer that to more people in different areas. So currently we do have a lot of people who actually travel in, fly in, drive in to have
Really?
service at our hospital. Yeah, we have a large community out in West Texas, down in the South Texas, and we have some people from Colorado that have flown in to our facility. Because when you want the best and you get the best, you're going to travel further to get that, right? And so again, we want to expand outside of our current market. I always call this a hidden gem too, because a lot of people don't even know we're there, right? We're this small entity.
Sounds familiar.
That's right. That is actually one of the reasons we absolutely love the Gunslingers, right?
We're
is
both
because
boutiques.
That's right. We
Right.
are. We're that
Fighting for, hey, we're here.
And then once people see us and once people realize and once people know us, they love us,
Right.
So how do we get that further into the community? How do we get more people to see that and just, jump on board with us?
Well, I'll tell you, I know our fans are appreciative for everything that you've done, and the future looks really bright for 2025. We're excited about that and what we're going to do together in that process. And you're right. When you said we're a boutique hospital, I'm thinking we're a boutique football league. When you said seat at table, that's what we tell our players. When you say that, once you get to know about us, you're going to love us. All those things sound eerily familiar, right?
We do from the same playbook, right?
Right, exactly. I've seen your commercial, Coach.
Hey.
Yeah. No, it's those things are great. And I guess if you had anything else you wanted to say to the Gunslinger fans and two to the people of San Antonio.
No, to the Gunslinger fans, we appreciate you. We love you. We love that you come out and you support the Gunslingers, and we want to make sure we continue to do that, as will the hospital. We want to continue to sponsor and support them. And then to the community, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, we're there for any surgical care you need. We have high quality outcomes, expertise when it comes to those surgical needs that you have. So look us up.
100%. I'm in.
I love it. Yeah, we'll take great care of you.
We should do a documentary on
There
that
you go.
one, you know, from start to finish.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I've been suffering for so long, played way too long.
Yeah.
And but anyway, the thing about it is, I think once people really can appreciate, especially when you're talking about someone's spine, their joints, their hips, it's quality of life.
That's right.
Right? And it's, you can get by, you can medicate, you can brace, you can do all those things, but if you can change someone's quality of life, what a remarkable, you know, profession to be in.
Absolutely. And then, you know, what ends up happening? People are like, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm
Pick up
sure.
the phone, call, stop hurting, stop being in pain. To your point, get back to your quality of life. Make it even better.
We actually have comments that are coming in. Joseph Rodriguez saying he's just joining the show, hearing this interview, and hearing Angie speak about the business. Really appreciate the motto, a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring, and the goal of the company. What an awesome sponsor for the Gunslingers. XFL Mike G here saying, love that the CEO is someone who has done the work and understands what a team in that environment needs to succeed. The key word I think that you said was outcomes.
Yeah.
And I outside of the clinical setting, I'm not sure. You want to explain what outcomes actually means? I mean, it's a statistic, but it's more than that, because it's not. I mean, the other motto that I heard was where you're a person, not a procedure.
Absolutely.
And explain to the audience why outcomes matter, because it's all that matters.
Absolutely. So our goal is that you're walking out of our facility better than you walked in, right? And again, that we are not just taking care of that immediate need, but we're taking care of the emotional aspect of it. We're taking care of making sure the financial aspect is taken care of, meaning we are offering a lower cost at a higher quality, right? Who doesn't want that? That's like saving money.
You work with all the insurance carriers.
We do,
Right,
yes.
okay.
Every insurance carrier. We are actually a center of excellence for all of the major networks. We're a center of excellence for United Healthcare, center of excellence for Blue Cross Blue Shield, for Aetna, many of those major players. So we're the place to come to. They actually send their patients and their members to our hospital to have surgery.
I had one other question for you. So how do people, I guess as we're wrapping this up, how do people get a hold of you? How do they find you?
Go to our website. You can click on the link of our website, South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, and then you can go to our list of providers. You can find a doctor that is an operator at our facility, and you can make an appointment. Or you can just send us an email, and I will personally, I answer all of those emails personally, help connect you to a physician who's going to get you taken care of.
That's great. That's great. Well, Angie, thanks for coming on.
No, thank you.
And we look forward to having you back this off season, talking about not only the growth of your business, but also your affiliation with the Gunslingers.
Awesome. Thank you. I have one thing to say.
Oh, please.
I heard Sam is the top quarterback in the entire league.
Yeah, if not very, very close. I think he is number one.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
In all categories that matter.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So yeah, it would be. It's kind of sad that you got an MVP quarterback not in the playoffs, but you know.
There's next year.
There's next year, and time will tell, right?
Yep,
So,
that's right.
But no, thank you for bringing that up. Well, thanks for being on.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks again for all you do for us.
And the
Thank
support.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. And that'll do it for our third quarter. You're watching Branded Live from Matanga's Pizzeria, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, a tradition of excellence and a legacy of caring. We'll be right back.
Quality. Here at John Wayne, it's not just a word, it's our foundation. From the people we employ, to the service that's provided, to the equipment that we design and install, quality matters. For nearly 20 years, providing quality Texas comfort to the San Antonio area communities has been our highest priority. For quality you can count on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
What can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care, official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
And welcome back to Branded Live from Matenga's Pizzeria. As you saw on the promo going in, time to talk about that next game. I do have, and honestly, the next two games, in a sense, starting out with Waffles for Days. His first comment, Waffles for Days, the alias of one of the two guys in the fan cast for the Blizzard, saying, "Hiya, Coach. With us being eliminated from the playoffs, what is your current approach for the remainder of the season? Do you plan on playing the same way or trying new things?"
I thought that you already did that.
No. He had another comment that we did. This
okay.
was his first comment that I wanted to hold off into the fourth quarter when we're talking about the rest of the season. And
no, we're gonna listen. We're gonna try to get better. We try to get better every day. That's why you practice, okay? And we're gonna do everything we can to. We have yet to play our best game. And I call it being the best version of us. And we pray for it, we work towards it, and one day, God willing, in the next 2 weeks, you're going to see it. And when you see it, it's going to be special.
There have been flashes of it throughout the year.
For those of you that follow me, though, do you guys remember the championship game in 22, the championship game?
Right, versus the Cobras.
Right. That team played the best version of themselves that day. Like the game was done, fourth quarter, a minute in, game was over. I think they only scored 7 points up until the fourth quarter. And the guys, when you see it, you know it, and I'm really hopeful for this team because this is such a good team. It's such a bunch of great guys. Great coaches, great owners. I'd love for them to see it because, and listen, a lot of that is I'm going to play better than, I'm going to play my best, but I'm going to help out this guy. I'm going to play my best. I'm going to help that guy. And when you do that, unfortunately, you don't play your best game, right? Even though you want to help other players, just do your job. Bill Belichick, has more rings than a jewelry store, and that's his motto. Just do your job. Sorry, this is my daughter all of a sudden now wanting to FaceTime me.
Well, I'll go ahead and read some comments while we're waiting.
No,
okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
Mary Picardo chiming in saying San Antonio Gunslingers rock, will be back next year and claim the championship. I'm so proud of this team and the organization. I love going to the games and look forward to next year. In the meantime, let's play like we own it and have fun.
Yeah.
And
if not have fun, there's nothing more fun than playing great. There's nothing less fun than not playing to your potential. So that's kind of goes back to my thing. I want them to have fun on Saturday. Saturday should be your happiest day of the year. You know, it's because when you get the opportunity to just play football and no practice and just it counts and all those good things. And I'm a big believer in Saturday's fun day. You know, it should be anyway.
Missions highlighter chiming in. He said on the Smoking Guns podcast earlier this week, thank you to Jordan Apel, Robert Weston, and all involved in the organization, including the guys setting up and breaking down the field at the Coliseum. They had to stay real late after that last game to break everything down. Another thank you to the masked man of San Antonio, who's actually here in attendance tonight. If we can get him to stand up, we can put him on camera. Camera's right there. And you'll see him at events. And for keeping fans involved in the game, hope everyone will enjoy the watch party and see you all on July 20th. And the masked man himself had a comment saying always and thank you as well. Orlando Peredita said, I've been to the last 2 home games, first time here, absolutely love the game, so exciting. Weston was telling me that he was a recipient of a couple tickets earlier, and the our pusher model worked where he came to a game. We got to see a game for free, and now he's hooked.
You know, that we did a little ticket giveaway, and I had a few of them in my pocket, and I go to this certain gas station in Lavernia, and I go to this certain restaurant by the GSN, you know, when I'm coming home or stop for dinner or something, and I gave them some tickets, and I walked into both places over the course of the last couple of days, and I got hugs and thank yous and oh my God, that was unbelievable. When's the next one? You know, that kind of thing. So it does make a difference when they're there. It does, versus watching it on YouTube.
And we do have a question. I can't really get an answer for this one from Monica Martin of Sports Coast to Coast for the masked man, asking, how does he eat with a mask on? Well, I guess we'll have to leave that one as a mystery. Joseph Rodriguez, well, he can't really speak, and I'm not going to put a headset on him this late. Joseph Rodriguez saying a question, do you believe there will be some changes in the IFL rules, players, rosters, etc.? And did you hear about the AAF now joining the NAL and them playing without nets?
Well, Joseph, I mean, if I had a seat at that executive table, I could promise you there'd be changes. Do I think anything will happen? No. Probably not. I know there's an addition to a new team. I've heard rumblings that our friends north might be going to from the east to the west. But I haven't, you know, again, when it comes to the league, I'm simply a soldier. The generals will make all those decisions.
Joseph Rodriguez did have a follow-up with that. Are you getting back some of the players from that we put down or ended up working in Corpus Christi for the Tritons? P.S. They almost won the championship.
Yeah, no.
Short answer. There it is. Okay, so taking a look at that game in Tucson. Anything we'd mentioned earlier in the pregame show that they're going to play tough and
they're well coached. They're playing the same thing we're playing for, which is pride, and you know their year-end record. I'm sure they're disappointed from last week, as we all are.
So are we.
Yeah. But you know, in the big picture, I would just say is that when you have two teams, and I don't want to use the term "nothing to lose," but are both pissed off. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. If you want to watch a game, don't think because both teams won't be in the playoffs, it ain't going to be a good game. It might be the best game this weekend. And I'll tell you this, come the 20th, we should pack the Freeman, and that will probably be the most watched game in the country because so much to lose, so much to gain.
For Arizona, absolutely.
You know, so I think that would be the first time in like 15, 16 years he didn't make the playoffs.
That would definitely...
It would ruin the run.
definitely be a shocker. So,
But again, a Kevin Guy team is a great football team. Arizona is a great football team. Okay, they're a legacy team. They're well coached. They got great players. You talk about a war. I'm anxious to see our guys step up to the challenge.
In preseason, we had kind of thought that this game, you had mentioned that this game might very well be a game of great significance.
I was one game away
Yes.
from being right.
Yes.
Think about that.
And it could it would determine seeding. And
Yeah, I said it's going to come down to the last game of the year against Arizona, see who makes playoffs or seeding. Boy, was that close.
Yep.
But
Angie Martin from
don't count.
Sports Coast to Coast saying addition in Fishers will be fun to see as well. Well, we don't expect to see them too much because they're in the East. And
They're in the East? We'll probably play them 3
4
times.
Yeah, 4 times, yeah. Yep. XFL Mike G saying he's going to be bringing a bunch of people to the Coliseum on the 20th as well.
Good.
And we're going to have our first and only of the year. If you didn't know, folks, we're having a big tailgating event out there pregame. You won't be able to participate in that, Coach.
Who says?
Okay, then you may very well find a way.
No, I won't. I do want to talk about the show, though.
Okay, yes, let's definitely do that.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you know this or don't know this, but my home is in Michigan. Even though I spent the last year here, basically, I was here all but 23 days. I was residing in San Antonio trying to build this program. And then next season, or starting after the 20th, I've got some things I've got to take care of back home. One is my son's getting married, and we're having that in Montana. I've got to go to the championship game and represent us there, along with Don and James, for the championship awards, banquets, and things like that. And then also, I'd love to see my grandkids and Susan in the house. Who knows what she's done to the house by now? Everything's probably flowered. But anyway, so
probably cleaned twice.
Yeah, right. But that being said, so we were talking about this, and I think what we're going to do is on the 20th, being the last game, I'm probably going to fly home the 25th. So we're going to take the 25th off and then come back the following week when it's the thick of the playoffs and all that good stuff. And we can talk about our last game then too and all that. So what date would that be? Do you have any idea?
As far as when that would be is in the show, we're talking about...
No. Go to July.
Okay, back to
And
July.
the
24th is 2 weeks from now, and that would be
when I would be
the Wednesday
probably
after.
going home. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we would do it on the 31st. Yeah.
Right.
And some of these shows are going to be here because I'm going to spend a ton of time in San Antonio. And some of the shows will be from the Man Cave in Michigan or the Deer Blind. One of the two. And we'll make sure that you're staying current with all the Gunslinger news, sponsors, players, signings, all the good stuff that goes on.
Yeah, and social media does a great job of that. When we started the season, we were the first, last, and pretty much other than the website, the only news source for the Gunslingers.
Well, I think what's going to happen is like what happened last year. Everyone after the season is going to not have their shows, and we're going to continue on with our show. I remember when I was talking to Don, he said, well, how often do you want to do the show? And I said, every week. And he goes, you want to do a show every week, even in the off season? I said, yes, because the true Gunslinger faithful want to know who we signed, what we're doing, is there any news in football, or even talk about the NFL a little bit, right? And I think if not there, we're darn close to 100,000 views of the show. So, I mean, that's, for a little mom and pop, me and you, and thank you, Matingas, for being the greatest hosts that you could ever want. That's amazing. That's amazing.
34 episodes, and we haven't killed each other.
We're real close. We are dangerously close. No, but that's why you have an off season.
Yes.
It's like getting separated. You're not divorced, but you're separated. Yeah. So
hoping that absence makes the podcast become
I go
fonder.
from not having to talk to you but once a week for an hour. I'm kind of liking that idea, buddy.
Okay.
No, I'll miss you with every shot. I promise.
Yes.
I mean, I'll miss you. I will miss you. But you know, the thing about it is that what we try to do is just give you. You know me, I don't have a filter. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you if I don't think something's right or if I think something's wrong. But we're going to try to give you an honest show and continue to give you an honest show, something that we hope you enjoy. And like I said, if you didn't like me before this thing started, you're going to hate me next year because we're going to do what we set out to do. And we're going to let everyone know it. So,
anything else before we wrap this one up, Coach?
No.
Okay, we'll come back with the sign-off when we return. This has been Branded the Fourth Quarter, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, live from Matenga's Pizzeria.
16 teams, 134 games, all for this, the culmination of the indoor war, the 2024 IFL National Championship, August 17th, Lee's Family Forum in Henderson, Nevada. Learn more and get your tickets at iflnationalchampionship.com.
Must be that time of the year again, where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey gunslingers, come try Matenga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matenga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
Hey.
And welcome back to Matenga's Pizzeria. And look, it's Matt and Inga.
Hey, again, thank you, Matenga's, for being our host, all these many shows, and great food. And we appreciate you. We love you guys. And can't wait for next year. Whatever crazy concoctions you come up with in pizzas.
Give us an off-season.
I know, right? That's what we said. The girls came in specifically for the Big Mac pizza tonight. Yeah, so thanks
Big
again
Matt.
for everything.
Big Matt for copyright reasons.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like it, but
Okay.
it's the Big Matt.
All right. It does. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you very much. Oh, yeah. They've been great hosts for us. We started out, we had like 1,200 viewers, and now we're at close to 100,000. And yeah, really nice. Great people.
Did have a couple more comments.
Of course you did.
Yeah, Mark Yamaguchi saying, let's write a song and name it Tell It Like It Is. I think somebody already did that. Monica Martin saying, interesting show tonight, like the interview with Angie and seeing her perspective on working with the team and building the hospital. And XFL Mike G says he needs to make a shout out to Colby Tucker. He helped surprise a kid by telling him he was sponsored by the Gunslingers camp. Did we want to mention anything about the camp? We completely forgot that one.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Let's call this overtime then.
So this Monday, we're having a youth football camp, and it's being held at the GSN facility, which is on the website. Go on the website; it'll tell you how to register, do all that good stuff. You get like a jersey. You're going to get coached up by the entire staff's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Coach Fuller, Coach McKinney, Coach Richardson, Coach Johnson. We're going to all be there. The trainers, we're going to have everybody out there. You're going to get a professional football experience for the 2 hours you're on. The reason I say 2 hours, we got the little ones coming in at 7:30, from 7:30 to 9:30, and then Miss Jen got us, I think, the waffle. First watch is doing a waffle bar for the kids after the first session. Then we have the second session, which is the older kids, that goes from 10:30 to 12:30, and then we have Matingas. Okay, so once again, Matingas, and they're going to get, so you come, you get fed, you're going to get a tour, you're going to get all that, you're going to get coached up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of media and social media there. So one little reminder, parents, it's not daycare. Don't drop them off and leave, okay? So you got to stay, all right? So we'll have chairs set up for you, and we'll do all that, but we want to make sure mom or dad or auntie or whoever is sitting there waiting for them, and they're done. The sponsors for the actual camp.
Raising Cane's and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, of course,
are actually sponsoring the event.
And Complete Care as well. And Outback Steakhouse. It's kind of like I should have had a graphic of that to put up. I think.
Well, we do. It's on our website.
There you go.
So all I'm saying, go to our Facebook, go to our website. You're going to
SanAntonioGunslingers.com.
find it. Listen, it's rare that you're going to have the entire coaching. And there's going to be players galore there. I asked the players today. I said I need a half dozen of you guys to volunteer, and I had that in the first 3 minutes. So you're going to see some very famous indoor football players going to be there coaching your kids. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
They might want to bring their Sharpies. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And I think Weston's going to have a merch table set up. So we're going to have merchandise there, give you an opportunity also to buy your tickets. But the kids who come get 2 free tickets to the 20th, too. So it's just going to be a great day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So.
And Outlaw Night is going to be something special on the 20th of July.
Hey, Matt, are you bringing the kids? Okay, awesome. Good. Sorry?
Yeah?
Huh? The 3-year-old can come hang out. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, we need someone to go catch balls and, yeah, good. That'd be awesome.
Stand in front of the ball launcher.
All right. What are we at?
Yeah, well, we need to go and wrap this one up.
We so need to go.
Yes.
What time is it? Oh, people, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. This will wrap up our Week 18 show. Make sure you have liked and subscribed and done all that requisite social media stuff. And now it's time for that special moment that we have every time in the Coaches Show.
Miss Susan, I miss you already. She just went home, so I miss you already, and I love you. Eli, Mila, and Liliana, time to go to bed. Love you. God bless everybody.
This has been Branded for July 10th, 2024. And as always, keep your guns up. Good night, everybody.